Man, I have a very, very interesting story because I'm going to tell you what. If you needed another reason to vote no on Amendment 3, I think I have found that for you, because they are totally trying to scare the public in Florida, because Amendment 3 campaign warns of fentanyl-laced marijuana, you guys. But some call it a myth, because it is a myth, because it's total bullshit, but nonetheless. A statewide ad blitz by the group pushing for legalized marijuana warns Floridians of the dangers of black market pot. It may be laced with fentanyl, they say, a potent drug driving an epidemic of fatal drug overdoses. In a quote, "I've seen it firsthand," Gadsden County Sheriff Morris Young said in a 30-second television spot running in prime time. Legal pot will be regulated and lab tested, he said, making his case for why voters should support Amendment 3 in November to authorize adult use marijuana in Florida. But amid heightened concerns across the country about the synthetic opioid fentanyl, usually taken separately or mixed with heroin or other opioids, experts unaligned with the campaign cast serious doubt on the claim that fentanyl-tainted marijuana is an actual problem, you guys. That's right. Several officials on the front lines of the opioid epidemic say they haven't seen deaths caused by fentanyl-laced marijuana, which I agree with them. And some groups have even called it a myth that the two drugs are combined and sold to unwitting users. It is a myth. That's total bullshit. Though Amendment 3 supporters raise valid points that legal pot would be scrutinized if the measure passes, the chances of someone unknowingly buying fentanyl-dusted pot is extremely low, said Dr. Bruce Goldberger, a University of Florida forensic toxicologist who monitors drug overdose trends. Thank God they got someone speaking truth. In a quote, he says, "I am not aware of any definitive finding related to marijuana fortified with fentanyl," he said. There have been reports that over the last 5 to 10 years, to my knowledge, none of these instances were verified, and that is what we have reported here on High at 9 News as well. Young has referenced a mass fentanyl poisoning blamed for at least 6 deaths in Gadsden County and being linked to fentanyl-laced marijuana. But his office declined to release records related to the case, citing an ongoing investigation, and medical examiner reports show cocaine was found in the systems of the victims in those drug overdose deaths, which occurred over the 4th of July weekend in 2022. See, there's fentanyl in the cocaine, bro, not in the weed. A 2022 article in the Journal of Emergency Medicine called Fentanyl-Laced Marijuana a male-involvement myth, largely based on hearsay. And fentanyl is a real and deadly drug responsible for thousands of overdose deaths each year in Florida alone. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration has warned of fake prescription drugs containing fentanyl and methamphetamine, but hasn't issued any alerts about marijuana. The Partnership to End Addiction found no solid evidence exists of fentanyl-laced marijuana and concluded it would make sense for drug dealers to secretly mix the pricier opioid with cheaper pot, you guys. Man, oh man, oh man, we all know that this is total bullshit, and I can't believe that Amendment 3 is trying to scare the public and use fear-mongering to try to get people to vote yes for legal weed, but I guess it's not past them and the whole Amendment 3 tribe. But nonetheless, this is Jason Beck for the High at 9 News Hour, and I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about this.
I think it was malevolent, but
I know laced marijuana is not so bad.
You smoke you smoke the fentanyl-laced marijuana, Mathieu St.
It's very relaxing.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
I love that.
Jason, someone's behind you.
What's that? What's that, Jenny Beth? Look, there he is. Oh, they got to place him better. They got to place him better. He's a little out of.
I think it's more concerning to really talk about Measure 3 and how what I've read is that it's going to allow basically a monopoly in the recreational space. Is that correct?
Yes, it is going to allow for a monopolistic oligopoly, Mathieu St. Germain.
And what's the home grow on that?
There is no home grow.
There's no home grow.
Yeah, see, that's just total bullshit.
But at the same time, in their defense, voter initiatives are single subjects, so they could not have included home grow on this. They would have had to have a separate voter amendment for that.
Okay.
Well,
it looks like it's going to pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's just.
I don't think it's going to pass.
I think it's going to pass, and I think it would be nice to see it pass on its own merits.
You guys are wrong.
I don't think that using disinformation or misinformation on either side of an issue or a proposed vote is is a fair way to change hearts and minds. And Matthew hit the nail on the head, right? There's no home grow in this, which means that it's a step in the right direction, but not in a way that is fair, and it really increases access in a democratized and level playing field way.
One other thing that the research and clinicians said is that fentanyl would likely be burned up and rendered harmless if it were mixed with pot and then smoked. The nonprofit organization of drug research and clinicians said, you guys.
So you mean I've been getting ripped off this whole time?
I'll give you your money back.
Well, let's not test that theory out. I think that's a really dangerous.
Yeah, I'm going to let the researchers focus on testing that out. I mean, they're the ones that said it, not me. The clinicians and the researchers said that.
They're crazy.
I've seen people smoke fentanyl in San Francisco on the street, so
Channel 5 they
really
show it all the time.
out based on my own personal experience.
Yeah, I agree with that. This is just total gaslighting, and I'm really disappointed in the whole Amendment 3 camp for taking this pathway of trying to get people to vote for Amendment 3. I mean, in all honesty, the Trump endorsement should have been enough to push it over the top, but we'll see. I
thought you were going to say that in all honesty, once Trump endorsed, anybody could lie about anything, and it was an even playing field for that.
Trump
his own party didn't even believe him, dude. His own party was calling it.
Trump doesn't lie. He don't get no need.
Nobody believes a word Trump says anymore, man. He's been outed as just saying whatever he will, whichever way the wind blows, so will his hair.
You mean he's a politician?
My favorite thing about Donald Trump lately is how he's pushing straight socialist government control because of his poll numbers and his desperation. He's like, "Oh, your car insurance? I'm going to lower that by 70%, dude."
No, he's going to improve the economy. No, it's not. It's lowering the prices for making everything more livable. That is not
corporate prices. Is socialism, Jason?
That is not socialism.
I sent Jason an article on Scandinavian socialist democracy this weekend that he didn't read. Obviously,
I still haven't read it yet. I haven't had a chance.
And the reason I said that to you was so you could look at what your boy's doing.
Just
the
like
funny thing is,
just like CRT, just like wokeism, just like communism, Marxism, anything with the
I love that Trump is doing this out of desperation. He's throwing out all of these different socialist programs in order to try to garner votes from the working class. And I, for one, think it's great because it kind of exposes the difference between the things he's saying and the Project 2025 crew, the GOP, the people that are backing him up that are radically pro rich folks and pro-corporate policies and
I love how you always try to just
lower economic status people. But that's all I'm saying is government controls.
Project 25 is not part of the Trump agenda. Let's just get that straight.
Controls on corporate prices is socialism, everybody.
Oh, boy. And shout out to Steve Blassingham in there. It says, fighting inflation, unlike just handing out money. Exactly right, Steve. So true.
Donald Trump signed up $6 trillion to Wall Street and is the reason for our inflationary spike.
No, that's not true.
If you print $6 trillion backed by nothing,
it's all the money that Biden administration keeps giving to Ukraine, bro.
That's monetary policy, you guys.
How do tariffs work, Jason?
They're extra costs borne on the back of the American consumer.
Yeah. Just saying, Jason. Tariffs.
You guys.
Donald Trump's favorite word, right?
Yeah. I'm with Steve. He says, gotta let the Project 25 stuff go, bro. Come on, man.
What? What? No.
The problem is that
it's not part of the Trump agenda,
theocracy
bro. It's not part of the Trump agenda.
And attempts to institute Christian Sharia based on no logic go nowhere.
Christian Sharia.
You don't have to let anything go.
You are out of this
world
already,
If somebody ever
Matthew.
says, guys, I want to create a unitary executive and get rid of the EPA, I'm not going to let that go. A unitary executive means a dictatorship. It is the end of our republic, you guys. Our Constitution is founded on 3 co-equal branches of government. Those 3 co-equal branches, the courts, Congress, and the president, are supposed to be equally weighted and able to institute checks and balances on each other. If one creates a unitary executive by the president and gives the president more power than the other 2 branches, one then creates a de facto dictatorship and destroys our republic. Why is it that the psychedelic freak seems to be the only fucking one on here that knows how the Constitution works?
Oh boy, stop there.
Hey, I thought you were America boy.
I am.
Tell me how the Constitution works.
This Constitution works amazingly, bro, and it's hard at work right now. And currently, the Democrats are trying to destroy it. But nonetheless, we don't have time to go into all of that, Matthew.